Hello everyone, this is Austin, Two Messengers Ministries, but today I'm going by the alias of Harambe because it's Halloween and I'm gonna dress up, whether you like it or not. So because it's Halloween, I kind of wanted to do a talk about something that is a little scary. I'm gonna do this leaning against a tree because there's like 1,000 leaves. The backstory on the devil. He started out as an angel in heaven, but he got greedy, and we know this from Isaiah chapter 14, 12 through 15, and I don't know it from memory, but I just know that verse. Like Isaiah, that's the verse. So anyways, sorry, I'm having trouble thinking today. I don't know why, I just am, but anyways, he got really ambitious. Not really ambitious, he got selfish. And he wanted to jump up the ranks and take God's spot on the throne. He wanted to take the throne and have it for himself. So God threw him out of heaven, and a lot of angels followed with him because they followed him. And so that's why you have the devil. He threw him out of heaven into earth, and that's where you get the demons and the devil. Later, Jesus came down, right? And Jesus fought and had Jesus killed. And the devil thought he won. He was rejoicing. They were rejoicing in hell. And they thought they won. But 3 days later, Jesus pulled the biggest psych of all time and rose from the dead. And that's how we get the victory. God got the victory on that day. Death was arrested. On that day, that is when God won, officially, and Satan lost. And although the war has been won, and God has won, and the devil has lost, we're still here, right? Us humans are still on earth, and we still have an eternity, and there's only two places to go. God gave us the free will to choose between the two. God gave us the free will to choose between the two. So we're still here, and we're still being fought for. Our souls are still being fought for because there's only two places to go. And God wants us, of course, to go up to heaven. Satan doesn't want us to go to heaven. So that's where we get the spiritual warfare from, and angels and demons and stuff we can't see. If you look at Ephesians 6, 10 through 12, and I'm going to put it on the screen in a second. Probably right there. But if you look at the last part of that verse, it says in the heavenly realms. And that's talking about we can't really see angels, and we can't see demons, and we can't see God even though he's with us all the time, and we can't see the devil, right? Heavenly realms. And just try to wrap your mind around that. That's scary, but that's cool too. But then earlier in that verse, if we look up, it says rulers and authorities. And that comes from the fact that when you're not on God's team, on the winning team, then, and you don't have Jesus in your heart, then you're more susceptible to the influence the devil brings, the influence of this world. And that's because in a lot of authorities and rulers on earth, a lot of people, period, don't have Jesus in their heart and aren't on that team. So they're more susceptible to the influence. So how do we not be susceptible to that influence? How do we not become unsusceptible to that influence? How do we win this giant war that's happening for our souls? How do we get on that winning team? How do we secure eternity? How do we get on that winning team? And guys, the answer is so simple. You just ask. You just ask. There's no special draft. There's no luck. There's no this, there's no that. You just literally just ask what team you want to be on. Isn't that amazing too? I want to look at Mark 5. Mark 5, and we're going to go 1 through 8. But first, 1 through 5. And I'm going to put that on the screen too, because I don't have anything to just recite it or read it or anything like that. So I'm going to put it on screen right here. So, if you look in this verse, we have this guy, right? We have this dude that has been possessed by demons, alright? And they've tried to subdue him. They've tried to subdue him and put chains on him, but he broke those chains. This guy's too strong for them to stop. And these demons, they wanted to make him like an animal. They wanted to strip the image of God off of him. And they wanted to turn him into an animal and dehumanize him. That's what these demons are trying to do. And they accomplished that because they tried chaining him up. And he broke the chains. And now he's living in the tombs. And he is terrorizing their town, really. Because in the night he screams. Because this guy's disturbed. And then we move on to 6 through 8. I'm going to put that on the screen right now. Right. So Jesus comes on the scene, right? Jesus comes on the scene, and immediately when the dude comes out of the tombs and sees Jesus, all those demons, terrified, horrified, they sprinted to Jesus and they begged him and they cried to him. They begged him not to harm them, not to torture them, not to throw them, do whatever with them. They were so scared of Jesus, so scared of him. And there's more to this verse, and I want to encourage you to keep reading at a later time, but in this video I just want to focus on those 1-2 things, that they are terrified of Jesus. And when you invite Jesus into your heart, that Jesus that they're terrified of and they're horrified of, these demons are horrified of, is in your heart. And that means they're terrified of you. They're terrified of that light. They're horrified of God because God has power over them. And Jesus has power over those demons. So when you have Jesus in your heart, no reason to be afraid. I'm not talking just of demons or anything like that. I'm talking about any oppression, anything that happens around you. Because Satan is going to try to tear you from that path. He's going to try to make things happen around you that make it hard. And it's going to make it hard. But why would you be scared? God's got you. All you need is him. So what I'm saying here is, if you have God and you've invited Jesus into your heart and you are his and you've made that commitment and you've became a Christian and you're on that team and you've let God have ruling and power over your life, then there's nothing to ever be afraid of in any circumstances, in anything ever. That fear is killed when you're with Christ. That fear is put to death. You don't got to worry about that anymore. It's like in Corinthians 5:17, it says, if anyone is in Christ, they are a new creation. The old has gone. All that fear, all that worry, all that stuff that you used to deal with is gone now that you're with Christ. And the new creation is here, is what 2 Corinthians 5:17 says. New creation is here. So when you're Jesus, when you have Jesus, you're a new creation. And all that old has gone away and passed away, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, and just talking about different things. When you have Jesus, when you have the one who created, when you have God who created everything, anything and everything in your heart, and you have Jesus in your heart, then he has you. You know, just sit back. You might as well just sit back and relax and follow him. Do what he wants you to do, right? And still stay on that path. Still sharpen your sword in the word and pray and spend time with him and fill that relationship with God, of course. But there's nothing you need to be afraid of. There's nothing you need to worry about. There's nothing you need to stress about, because God's got you. And guys, if you haven't invited Jesus into your heart, then we are so lucky, because there's no test you have to go through. There's no cleaning up. There's no cleaning up process you have to go to. There's no qualifications you need to have. All you have to do is invite God into your heart. Invite Jesus into your heart. Just pray and ask God for forgiveness, for you have sinned. And this doesn't mean you can seek out demons, because that's sin. God doesn't want us to seek out those things and invite those things, and sin separates us from God. So in seeking out those demons, you're separating yourself from God and bringing yourself closer to them. Don't do that. That's a bad thing to do. That only causes destruction. That's not okay. But if you have not invited Jesus into your heart, then just do it. That'll be the greatest decision you ever make in your life, if you've been sincere about it, and your heart's in the right spot, and you're not just doing it for yourself, but you actually, genuinely want God to have power over your life. And guys, if you do that, then welcome home. Let's change the world.